Sports Podcast, episode number 174. Am I wrong or am I right? Episode 174. Nick Quaglia, Jared Scali back again with Al Nahigian. And listen, Al thinks that I brought him on here for one reason only. Just to talk about my fantasy football team because he's all high and mighty right now, okay? The Couch Guy Sports Fantasy League, Al scored the most points last week. Yeah, sure, that's fine, which is pretty astounding because I'm the one who had Aaron Jones. And for me to have Aaron Jones and to not have the most points in 1 week, that's tough to do because that motherfucker scored 45 points this week. That beautiful son of a bitch. He was.
When did you draft him?
When did I draft him?
Yeah.
I don't know. I went Jacobs early. I know that. Jones might have been second round. I might have got him early second because I was the seventh. I was seventh. So I was
it's called having Russell Wilson and Alvin Kamara on your team, and Mike Evans and Odell balling out.
My girlfriend got Alvin Kamara and Josh Jacobs on the same team.
Ballsy.
And she's 2-0 too.
In one of my leagues, I have Zeke and Jacobs on the same team.
I have Jacobs and Chubb in another league.
Because I had Zeke third overall, and then somehow no one picked Josh Jacobs back to me.
Listen, I didn't want to say this before my draft, my big money league at home with my hometown friends. But if you this year didn't hit 2 running backs immediately, you're crazy. Because the wide receivers are so deep this year. There was no need to go early unless you had DeAndre Hopkins maybe sitting there, but he's only a maybe because you had to go 2 running backs immediately because it's not too deep there.
Well, look at now. Now you have Saquon's out. Christian McCaffrey's out. Like, you're screwed if you didn't take 2 running backs.
Well, we could talk about that later on too. But absolutely insane weekend for fantasy football. Absolutely insane weekend, really, honestly, just in general. We can get into the weekly dump. Guys, you want to start off with anything else, though? Before, do you want to say anything?
So why was I brought on if it wasn't for you to brag about your fantasy football team?
Just because I like you, you asshole.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. That's all you had to say. Man, that's very hostile.
Shut up.
I mean, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I might have students listening to this. You can't be saying that.
Hey, Mr. Nahigian is a good guy.
Thank you.
Mr.
Put some gum on the bottom of your desk. I want him to deal with it.
Listen, I start tomorrow, and I know somebody's going to try to pull that card first half hour, and I'm ready for it.
Someone's going to find this podcast and, play it in the middle of your class. He's just going to, just an audio.
Yeah. Okay. Extra credit.
Did you subscribe? Prove it. All right. A+. You're done.
All right. You get 5 points on the next test.
Weekly dump. So we're going to start off with 2 pretty tough topics. First off, in terrible news, prior to the Patriots game against the Seahawks on Sunday, Patriots running back James White's father died in a car crash in Florida. His mother also suffered from life-threatening injuries and was hospitalized. White did not play on Sunday night again in Seattle. And this is the fiery topic. We recorded this on Wednesday, September 23rd. This came from the Courier Journal. I'm going to quote that. I don't even know if I pronounced that right. Breonna Taylor's decision came out today. Very hot political topic over the past few months. Honestly, I'm on the – I don't know how this is even a political topic, but it's a very political topic. Downtown streets – again, this is from the Courier Journal. I think that's located in Louisville. Downtown streets are still closed, and the city of Louisville remains on edge Wednesday after Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron announced just one of the 3 police officers at the center of the Breonna Taylor case will face charges. Brett Hankison was indicted Wednesday on 3 counts of first-degree wanton. I saw that. I don't even know if that's spelled right in the article. Endangerment, as a grand jury determined, he placed the lives of Taylor's neighbors at risk when he fired through a window into her apartment the night she was killed. Miles Cosgrove and Jonathan Mattingly, the other 2 officers who fired their weapons that night, will not be charged. We don't have to talk about this much because I know this is mainly a sports podcast, but this is one of those news topics that I don't want to just skip over. You can't just skip over. I've been vocal about this the past few months. I know Jared has too. We talk about this stuff pretty frequently. This is insane. Insane that was the only criminal charge that was put forth during this case, which honestly, the sad thing is this is what I expected. I expected a shitty result from I didn't expect what I anticipated to be what I believe to be the correct charges placed against the officers. that didn't happen. Very tough situation. I'm assuming there's going to be riots tonight. And again, we record this in the middle of Wednesday. I assume there's going to be riots tonight. If not, they have already started. But this is crazy to me that is the only charge that has been put against any of the officers. We don't have to get too much deeper into it. But again, I don't know if you guys want to say anything about this. I don't know if you guys want to glance over it, but it's something, again, this is what I expected. I didn't expect what I believe to be the correct charges put forth, just because it seemed like that's the way we were going for a while. It seemed like that's where Kentucky was going to go with this.
We didn't really, I'm with you. I didn't expect much different. And I mean, like, there's a reason why the NBA and all these people, like the Black Lives Matter movement, is claiming we need change. And to anyone that like is out there that claims, oh, we're fine, country's our president, right? Like, we're fine. No, it's okay. We're okay. No, this is the problem, that people like that, those cops, get away with so much when everything's out there and obvious. And
this girl was laying in her bed.
Yeah, she was sleeping. Like, she was just chilling.
And I don't care.
How is only one person gets indicted? I don't even get it.
Right. And I don't care that the boyfriend fired a shot at the police officers, and that's what everybody keeps bringing up. That's what everybody keeps saying. But they busted into the house, and like he said, he thought it was an intruder. So he fired at what he thought was an intruder, and then the cops all fired back, and hit somebody who was in her bed sleeping. It's a fucked up situation. Again, this is what I expected. But Al, yeah, anything to say, or do you want to just move on?
Real quick, I mean, I will say this. It looks like that there's already some starting of riots going on. When I came home today, saw the news, looks like there's a lot of people that are outraged. You have to think of it this way. Just from a human moral standpoint, a young woman is dead because of what happened with this whole situation, and she should still be living right now. She should still be, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe she was a nurse too, correct?
She was an EMT.
EMT.
Yeah, EMT.
Okay, so she's an essential worker, risking her life every day to help others, and she's the one that's now in a graveyard somewhere because of what happened. And we have one officer out of 3 being indicted. You either indict all of them or you don't, but it should be no question. They all should be indicted for this. And it's just a shame that it is. And that's all I'm going to say on it. Because you guys hit it, especially Jared, you hit it beautifully, nail on the head.
It's fucked up. And you know, I wanna bring back what I said, correct what I said about we use the word riots. I don't want to say riots, protest. They're gonna start protesting tonight.
Outrage. There's outrage.
There's outrage. And you know, you say the word riots because that's the spiel that you see posted on social media. But they're gonna be protesting tonight. And honestly, protests, they need to happen tonight. Nothing wrong with them protesting tonight, especially following this announcement.
Oh.
Back to the other news. Chargers quarterback Tyrod Taylor was sent to the hospital ahead of Sunday's game against Kansas City after a team doctor accidentally punctured his lung while trying to administer a pain-killing injection to the QB's cracked ribs. I don't know anything about that. I don't know how you do. I don't know how you inject that into somebody's ribs, but I guess I don't know where the lungs are. Because
you missed the lung. If you're a doctor, you know where the lung is. How do you even possibly? This guy's just coming for a routine, like, guy, I got to play. Can you shoot me up? Punctures his lung, and now is probably going to lose the starting job and not going to play because of this. Like, are you kidding? How do you do that?
It sounds like something. It sounds like something that would happen to Tyrod Taylor, especially with all the teams he's been around. Finally has a chance to have a legitimate starting job and some stability. Then all of a sudden, oops. Puncture my lung because of a team doctor, and now the rookie's going to take my place.
If you're a conspiracy theorist, you think they did it on purpose. Like,
I mean, look,
let me just slip. Oh, he had a good game. Like, we should get the kid in. Like, oops. Like,
Justin Herbert, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah,
he looked good.
Herbert, he looked
Herbert's real good.
Yeah,
he looked good.
He's better than Tyrod Taylor. There's no reason for Tyrod Taylor to go back on the field.
No, and he lost his job because his his team doctor stabbed him in the lung.
If you're a Charger, you're never going into that room again. Like, if you're a Charger, you're never seeing that doctor ever again.
No.
You're like, nope. Where's my Alex Guerrero? I'm in. Let's go. I'm out. Bye. Nope.
There were a million injuries this week in fantasy football. in football. A million injuries. Let's go over some of them. Saquon Barkley, torn ACL. Saquon Barkley, torn ACL. Christian McCaffrey out 4 to 6 weeks due to a high ankle sprain. Drew Lock suffered a severe rotator cuff strain and will be out at least 2 weeks. My receiver in my main league, my big money league at home, Cortland Sutton, tore up his knee. He's out for the year. That sucks. I was very much looking forward to him coming back because he missed week 1. Played half the game, more or less, for week 2. Tore up his knee. He's gone. Nick Bosa tore his ACL and is out for the year. And running back Raheem Mostert suffered an MCL sprain. Look, the amount of injuries that happened this weekend, do you guys think that it's because there was no preseason? Or is this just a freak thing? Because they weren't just like injuries to a bunch of – you don't want injuries to anybody. But it wasn't just injuries to no-name players. It was injuries to some of the league's best.
I mean, it's obviously not a coincidence. Like, there's no preseason. These guys getting no run time. And then now it's
somebody was committing injury.
Like, it's not a coincidence. There's no preseason. This is going to happen. And the 49ers is, what, 4 of them, right? And
yeah, Jimmy G's out.
Jimmy G's. Oh, I forgot to mention Jimmy G.
Solomon Thomas, I'm pretty sure, is out. Yep.
And they blamed the field. They blamed MetLife. You got to play there again this weekend, so good luck. But it's a freak thing, but it's because there was no preseason. You mean look at other teams like the Patriots. You look at other teams like 2 games in, everyone looks okay minus injuries, but like there's no preseason. So these guys are in football shape. They could barely practice as it was during camp. Like how many I think the Patriots had like 5 padded practices before the season even started. Like that's not enough to get into football shape. I'm surprised Cam hasn't got hurt yet.
So the only thing that I would add is this. It's just something to think about. 2 years ago, when the Patriots had their last Super Bowl run, or I'm sorry, no, that year before, Julian Edelman was out for the entire year because he hurt himself in the preseason. So it's a thing where I personally think, preseason or not, these guys were going to get hurt anyway, whether it was preseason week 2 or, regular season week 2. I'm just a big believer in if it's meant to happen, it's going to happen anyway. So I think it's a little bit of a fluke here. I do see where you're coming from, Jared. You're not wrong.
Are you bringing God into this?
Christian school, man. But
yeah, he's got to get in the flow for tomorrow. That's all it is. He's got to get.
There was a list of injuries that were meant to happen before this game, and they were going to happen regardless.
I mean,
pray tonight that you don't get hurt tomorrow.
I mean, they were going to happen. They were probably going to happen.
The games themselves. Okay, I give you that one maybe. But like, if you can't practice, you're not in shape.
And that's why I was saying. And that's why I was saying you have a point there. Because they don't have that usual training camp preseason. I get where you're coming from. I do.
Dear Lord, I just thank you for my lucky stars.
I was going to say no pun intended.
I needed Josh Jacobs on Monday night to get me 6 points to win my game. But, you want some cushion there. So I wanted at least 9. So I knew, like, even with some stat corrections, maybe I'll still win this game. The second that he got the 9 points, I was like, John Gruden, you fucking take him out of this game. I'm not going to lose Josh Jacobs because you want to win this football game. My fantasy football team depends on this. Josh Jacobs, get out of this game. And then he gets hurt. And actually, right now, he's questionable. He's got a hip injury. But then he gets hurt in that game, and I see him limp off the field. And I was like, oh, God. Oh, no. It's happening. He goes into the medical tent. I'm like, oh, no. He's okay. From what it seems, it could have just been a maintenance day today. He missed Wednesday's practice.
What if he gets hurt against the Patriots? Are you going to blame the Patriots for your football season going down the thing?
No, they're going to blame the Tuck rule from 2001. That's what they're going to blame it on.
No,
if they lose, Gruden will find some way. Well, I mean, it all goes back to the Tuck rule.
Literally, but not even kidding. He literally will do that.
And
about that.
We got some football scores from the weekend. The Browns get their first win, beat the Bengals 35-30. The Giants lose to the Chicago Bears 17-13. The Rams beat the Eagles. Carson Wentz stinks 37-19. Cowboys over the Falcons 40-39. And let's talk about that onside kick real quick. Oh my.
It's the Falcons.
Oh
wow.
Atlanta Falcons.
They just don't know the rules.
That's the punchline. No.
They don't know the rules.
Just touch it.
That was the most – did you watch that live? Because I was watching that live. And Greg the leg. He kicks that spin. It doesn't look like it's going to reach 10 yards. But 4 Falcons get around that football at like the 5. And they're hovering around it like it's like they're the punt team, like the opposed, like the kicking team, the punters, and letting it go as far as it could. They weren't touching it.
It looked like they were like
crazy.
in a tribal circle, like saying a prayer, like doing like a circle dance, like hey, yeah, hi, yeah, how are you? Like that's what it looks like.
You're big into the praying now, huh, Jared? Sheesh,
You got me in the mood. I went to Catholic school. I never told you that. I actually went to Catholic school.
Oh, did you really? I didn't know.
Hardcore. Yeah, I did. Look, pick up the damn ball. Fall on the ball. I don't care what you do. They literally waited for it to go 10 yards, and then the Cowboys were like, all right, thanks. Appreciate that. Like, they deserve to lose that game. They should have won the game. The Falcons had a really good game. Calvin Ridley, shout to you, my guy.
Were they up 24-0 at one point?
Yep.
They were up a lot, and
They're
Dan
really
Quinn needs to be
leads.
fired.
Dan Quinn needs to be fired immediately after that because his team doesn't know the rules. That was you'd think a Patriots football team would ever do anything like that with Bill?
Which means your head coach doesn't know the rules.
Yes, Dan Quinn. Like, it wouldn't shock me if he didn't know the rules. It wouldn't shock me if he's the one who taught them that. That was insane. And the second that the Cowboys took that, it was over. The Cowboys, the league should have stopped the game and said, Falcons, you lose. Don't even make them score. Falcons, go home. You guys lose. And then kick them out of the league. Do what the Premier League does. Kick them out and bring somebody else in.
Relegate them to the CFL.
Absolutely do that. I think, you know what? I'm not a soccer guy. You know that. But I think that is one of the coolest things in sports, that you could just kick somebody out.
If you suck, get the fuck out.
Imagine the Paw Sox being moved up.
Oh, a little Paw Sox Orioles 7-game set in the playoffs. Love it.
It would be so funny. All right, back to the scores. The Buccaneers and me and Jared lose $10 each. Beat the Panthers 31-17.
No. Before you go on, I want an apology from both of you because you guys mocked me. You ridiculed me. You said I was an idiot. Who looks like the idiot now?
Hold on.
No. Who looks like the idiots now?
Hold on.
You two are the idiots.
Let me say something. The 49ers beat the Jets 31-13. The Steelers beat the Broncos 26-21.
You're a scumbag.
Titans, Steven Gostkowski, game-winning kick again, 33-30 over the Jaguars. The Packers beat the Lions 42-21. Matt Patricia's another coach on the hot seat. He might be losing his job. Josh Allen, the Bills barely beat the Dolphins 31-28. And you know what? Josh Allen shut me up a little bit.
Pause there. Look who we beat. I'm over this like, oh, look at Josh Allen's amazing. He's 2-0. They're like 6 in the power rankings.
Gilly, listen up.
Go screw yourselves. He beat the Jets and the Dolphins, okay? Come to New England and win that game.
I got these. I'm playing these guys this week in fantasy football. And I know it's just one of them. It's Gilly. But
I smoked.
I feel like I'm taking on the whole podcast.
You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. They talked to me all over Twitter, and I took
you guys got to understand something. When you go up against one of them, you got all 4 of them and their fan base coming after you.
I'm originally a Rhode Island guy, okay? So I'm one of them.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I'm originally from Rhode Island.
It doesn't matter if you're from Rhode Island. You're not with them. That doesn't matter. You're on the outside,
originally.
Hey, Nick, I'll go to war with you every day of the week. I'm on your side.
Yes. We got this, Jared. We got this.
Gosh, I'll
Listen,
just keep
Josh Allen, do it against somebody that matters.
I agree. No, I agree with you. I'm saying Josh Allen is not that good. I agree. I'm with you.
I've got a problem this week because I have several players on my other league's team that Small States Big Cakes has on their fantasy team.
On your big league team, like on your big.
On my big money. So I'm conflicted.
Well, it's going to be public ridicule on this podcast, or you win in your or you lose in your money league.
I've got Patty Mahomes, who they also have. Who else do they have on that team? I forget who else they have, but they've got they've got Noah Fant,
stand by,
who I also have. Who Noah Fant's looking damn good.
Phenomenal. I have him in one of my leagues. Phenomenal.
And if Blake Bortles gets his ass over to Denver, whoo,
for like 3
beautiful.
Weeks.
Yeah, for like 3 weeks. But still, Noah Fant is an athletic freak.
Dude, any quarterback can throw to Noah Fant. Like, he's good.
That's true.
So Gilly has Patty Mahomes, Miles Sanders, David Johnson.
Miles Sanders is the other one.
Okay.
So I got those 3. Okay, no, I got those 3. Patty Mahomes, Miles Sanders, and Noah Fant. So I am conflicted this week. All right, finish up these scores real quick. Colts over the Vikings 28-11. The Vikings offense is non-existent. The Cardinals Kyler Murray looks like a stud, 30-15 over the Washington football team. The Ravens beat the Texans 33-16. Chiefs barely beat the Chargers. Patty Mahomes struggled a little bit here, 23-20. The Patriots lose to the Seattle Seahawks 35-30. And on Monday Night Football, John Gruden and the Raiders open up their Las Vegas home 34-24 victory over the New Orleans Saints. Guys, listen.
You're still a scumbag.
Listen. Guys, fantasy football draft season, it's upon us. Due to quarantine, it's very possible that you might have Zeke's haircut in your pants. That's a lot of hair. That's why our partners over at Manscaped have partnered with us to make sure that you guys don't gamble on shaving your balls the same way like you gamble on football, which, let me tell you, me, not very good at that. When it comes to men's hygiene, Manscaped is as good and safe as Christian McCaffrey in a PPR league.
Not great.
Hey, too soon, Manscaped. Too soon.
Not great, guys. Might want to rewrite that.
Listen. Jared's got a baby. Jared showed us the picture of the baby on his home screen phone right before the show started, and that baby might as well be named Manscaped because who knows? Look at that baby. It's Manscaped. That baby might not have been born if it wasn't for Manscaped products and Jared being able to take care of his downstairs area. The Lawnmower 3.0 is the best hygiene tool for the modern man because of their ceramic blade and skin-safe technology. Your nicks and snags will be reduced. This is the perfect protection needed for your franchise quarterback. That's your penis and your balls. The Lawnmower 3.0 is also waterproof and has an LED light on it. Game changer. That's the noise. Not that loud. They just released their Shears 2.0 nail kit, which is the perfect add in your Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer. No one likes an undergroomed set of feet, fingers, and most importantly, balls. That's why they have forever changed the grooming game with their Perfect Package 3.0. You guys ever see a gross pair of feet? Just the nails are long, brown, not trimmed. That's what ladies see when they that's exactly what ladies see when they look at your balls and they're not trimmed. Their Perfect Package 3.0 kit comes with the new improved Lawnmower Performance Boxer Briefs, great for golfing, and a travel bag for you to use when we're done quarantining, and some other liquid formulations like the Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver. The Crop Preserver is anti-chafing ball deodorant, which ensures that your afternoon stroll doesn't end with your balls sticking to your leg or smelling like eggs. The Crop Reviver is a spray-on toner for your balls. It's made with soothing aloe and witch hazel extracts that will give your testes a boost. For a limited time, subscribers get not one but two free gifts. The Shed Travel Bag, $39 value add, and the patented high-performance anti-chafing Manscaped Boxer Briefs. Guys, get 20% off with free shipping with the code CouchGuy20 at Manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping with the code CouchGuy20 at Manscaped.com. 20% off with free shipping at Manscaped.com using promo code CouchGuy20, CouchGuy20. It's time to give your testes the absolute besties with Manscaped. Manscaped. All right, first main topic of the night. We don't have to talk about this too long because we don't know the results. But the Celtics are down 2-1 right now at time of recording. They played tonight, 8:30 p.m. against the Miami Heat. If we're smart, we would have recorded tomorrow after the game, but it doesn't really matter because then the next one's going to come out the next day, and then it's just a lot of – the games are so close together, it doesn't even matter. My main question is, though, because we don't have to break down the game too much because, again, another game's going to happen tonight. By the time the show comes out tomorrow morning, Thursday morning, this is not going to matter anymore. A lot of people gave the Game 3 win credit to Gordon Hayward, to his return. I want to know your guys' thoughts on that because, personally, I think it did affect something, but I think it more came down to Jaylen Brown's play because Jaylen Brown looked like a different animal on that court.
I'm going to kind of cop out and tell you it was both because the reason why I do believe Gordon Hayward had an impact because
can I kick
he's
you out
more
of this?
He's no
yes,
actually, I know you.
You can kick him out.
Fine. Gordon Hayward had an impact. There, I won't be bitch. They had trouble with the zone. Semi Ojeleye sucks. Cannot shoot. He was the guy that was getting shots.
In the game. I'm so
Shemi
over
Ojeleye
Shemi
sucks.
Ojeleye.
So replace Shemi Ojele's wide open threes with Gordon Hayward.
Jerry can't even say his name right. Shemi Ojeleye.
It's
Shemi.
No, it's Shemi.
It's Semi.
It's Shemi.
I'll bet you now it's Semi.
It's Shemi.
It's not Shemi.
Yes,
it's
it
not
is.
Shemi. I'm looking this up.
Are we doubling down on this bet right now? Like, it's not Semi. semi-Ojale. Like, he's only half of Ojale.
That's not semi.
It's the same thing. Semi and semi are the same word.
Semi and semi are semi and semi are not.
No, semi and semi.
See, you don't even know how to say it. You don't even know what you're saying right now.
Semi and semi are the same thing.
It's Shemi. His name is Shemi, but we're moving past this. That's his name.
Sort of.
Jaylen Brown looked like a different animal. Half Ojale. A pinch. Look, Jaylen Brown had probably his best game ever. Like, as a Celtic, I'm not kidding. Like, only took 2 threes. I almost give more credit to the locker room scrum for Jaylen Brown, though, than I do for
the locker room brouhaha.
The locker room throwing of chairs and then punching each other by the pool. Because, look, Marcus Smart wasn't wrong, but it sounds like neither was the team. Marcus Smart took 2 threes. Jaylen Brown took 2 threes. They both played much better. They both played within their roles. Jaylen Brown didn't take like 30 shots. The majority of their threes were Kemba and Tatum. Look, they both impacted the game positively. Yes, I think they might have lost that game without Gordon Hayward in it. Yes, I do. Because the zone would have been a little more effective.
So I'm going to say this, and I'm not going to cop out like Jared. I'm going straight for the answer. Semi. Gordon Hayward.
Just a little bit Ojale.
A little half Ojale. A little half Yoji. It's okay.
Gordon Hayward had a big impact on this game, and it's not just because of the numbers on the court. And his numbers weren't outstanding. He only had like 8 points in the game and like 4 assists, 3 rebounds, something along that stat line. But the thing that Gordon Hayward brings is a calmness and a professionalism that Celtics team didn't have those first 2 games. When shit was hitting the fan, when they were losing leads and everything, they didn't have that guy to be able to calm them down. And especially against that zone, like Jared mentioned, it's a case where Gordon Hayward was able to space the floor better, and the Celtics, no coincidence, they moved the ball a lot better too. Jaylen Brown, monster on the defensive end, no doubt about it. Especially the play on the Dragic step back, where he blocked it. Tatum picks it up, pushes Jay Crowder out of the way, and slams it. Like, we saw that. But everyone said it at the beginning, and I'm gonna.
Can we say this too? By the way, Jay Crowder is so fucking annoying.
Well, yeah, because he's upset because Gordon Hayward was the guy that basically ran him out of town.
When you have the ball, was that game 2 when he shoved Jaylen Brown?
I think so.
Jaylen Brown did nothing wrong there.
He walked over there.
Baby.
Yeah, well, he was like that here. To be fair, he was like that here too. People just got blinded by like the green goggles of like, oh my god, I want him on my team, man.
We got blinded by the grit of that year's team.
Let me ask you guys.
Gordon Hayward's new child is chunky.
Oh,
Baby G.
Baby G.
Oh
let me ask you to this. Here, let me ask you to this. Put both of yourself in Jay Crowder's shoes for a second. You were playing in Boston. You had a pretty good team, like you guys said. It was a gritty team, and all of a sudden, you're playing the Utah Jazz. Gordon Hayward comes to town, and your home fans are rooting for you to be out of there for that guy, Gordon Hayward, to come to Boston.
They were rooting for him to be out of there. He could have taken a bench role.
There was no way he was going to take a bench. There was no way.
That's his fault.
Well, that's on him. That's on him. Be better at basketball.
Yeah,
and he's showing it by shooting lights out in the Eastern Conference
Finals. Imagine Jay Crowder on this bench.
Have you seen the numbers?
Like, couldn't we use Jay Crowder right now on the bench? Oh, Jay Crowder's been stupid good.
Thank you, Jared. You actually agree with me on a point.
You can't deny it. He hits everything now. But the reason I think part of that is,
but that's because it's against the Celtics.
No, but it's coaching. It's coaching.
He shot well in the second round too against the Bucks.
I'll be honest, I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Then stay out of the convo.
No.
Can I kick you out of the convo? Is that possible?
No, I was on your side, and now you want to kick me out? That's unreal, dude.
No, I want to kick him out.
Oh yeah, kick him out. That's fine.
We can't. He's recording it.
Yeah, I made him the host. I shouldn't have made him the host.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just getting back to it, Gordon Hayward has a big effect. That's fine. Gordon Hayward has a big effect, and I think you're going to see it even more Game 4 because the Heat are going to come out and look to start off hot really quick because the first 3 games, they have slept walked through the first quarter. Like, they come out and they just are cold. They don't play well in the first quarter of the Heat. So they're going to want to make a statement in Game 4, and Gordon Hayward's going to be that guy that's not going to allow the Celtics to get frazzled if the Heat get out to a hot start.
Now, Jared's showing a picture of Mookie Betts, NL West Division champs, ... blessed. Yeah, we know Mookie.
That's great,
The
Mookie.
Dodgers.
Congratulations.
You're going to win a World Series again? Great.
And last year at this time, we were talking a lot of Red Sox. We're not doing that this year because they fucking stink. But that's
Side
okay.
note, I'm hardcore rooting for the Padres to go win it all.
Oh,
Just,
you have to.
like,
If you're not
they're-
rooting for the
I'm-
Padres, you've got a
that's my
load in
team.
your pants.
I mean, Don Orsillo,
I
I
don't-
need him to get another ring. Don Orsillo, that's
yeah.
what I'm rooting for. Don Orsillo.
That's what I was going to say. I want Don Orsillo to win a World Series.
Padres in the National League, for me, White Sox in the American League. I like that White Sox team, man. That
Dude,
lineup.
the A's, baby.
And the A's. And the A's. The A's are good, too.
The A's just never win, though. They just
Yeah,
never end up
they
winning.
just-
They have a choking mentality. They're like the Tampa Bay Bucks of the baseball.
They're
suck.
like the 2015 Celtics. They are a good team. They're gritty. They're fun to watch. But then once you need the talent, they don't win because they don't have all the talent the other teams do. All right, moving on. Unless you guys have anything else with the Celtics. Here's a question with the Patriots that I wanted to bring up. Okay, there it is, Jared. Jared knows where I'm going with this. There's been a lot of chatter recently about Cam Newton. You ever heard of him? The New England football team's quarterback, Cameron Newton. I don't know if Cameron's his full name. Cam Newton is
It is.
a stud. Cam Newton.
Friends call him Cam, though.
Cam Newton has been really good these first two games. In the first one, you obviously go, okay, it's the Dolphins. Whatever, you'll live with it. The second game against the Seahawks, granted, this is not the same Seattle team that we've seen in years past. This is not the same Seattle's defense, rather, that we've seen in years past, but it's still serviceable. It's still good. But something that you worried about with Cam Newton prior to him coming in here was, obviously his health, because that's what's really hampered him the past couple of years is the health concerns, the shoulder issues, all that. But his shoulder on Sunday night, it looked fucking hot because he was hitting downfield
Feeling hot,
over
hot,
and over and over and
Feeling
over.
hot.
So he looked really, really good on Sunday night. But the question now is coming up because people are getting all sorts of jacked up. Is it too early to start talking Cam Newton extension past this year? Because he's only on a one-year deal.
Extend the dynasty, baby. Al, go ahead.
I would like to send out a formal statement. on
You
the Couch Guy Sports
apologize right now,
podcast.
you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's
no.
go.
No. You guys don't give me my apology. You guys don't get one. So, but
You
here's my
don't
official
deserve an
statement.
apology.
Here's my official statement. After the ridicule I got last week, yes, I do, but to each their own. I said this on the Legends Lingo podcast, so now I will say it on the Couch Guy Sports podcast. I was wrong about Cam Newton.
Yeah, you damn were.
I am very,
Yeah,
I
you
am,
fucking were.
I'm very excited. I needed to see Cam go on the road against a solid team because Seattle is still a premier team in the NFC.
Seattle's
I
a
don't care
good
what
team. And Russell Wilson's the MVP right now. That's just
Yes.
a fact.
Oh,
Yes,
Yeah,
and
they
I
won
have
a
him,
Super Bowl.
and I'm
That
glad I
was
have him on my team. I'm glad I have him on my team.
them and the Saints, baby.
Seeing Cam go out and just flat out ball like he did, showing glimpses of his 2015 MVP self, keep in mind, I'm in. I've bought into Cam Newton. I still think that, I mean, obviously the interception he had, nothing you can do. It was just, it's going to happen.
It was a bad decision. That was a bad decision.
It was.
Again,
but
he makes them. He's not Tom Brady. Like that.
Right.
just simple
I'm
as
not
that. Like, he
ridiculing
makes
him.
them.
It's going to happen. Exactly. The only thing that I wonder, and obviously this is Monday morning quarterback now, would you guys have wanted to see maybe something a little different for that final play
No.
to win the game? No, hold
Just
but hold
different
on.
formation. Different formation.
This
that's
is
what-
not.
that's-
Hey, whoa. Who's steering the ship here? This is not where we were going yet. I was going to get to
Yeah.
that later.
Yeah, Allen.
Oh, well.
No,
Okay,
but let's
Nick,
no,
let me
let's
pull
go
it
to it
back.
because
Let
you
me-
brought it up. No, I want to talk about that because that's a good thing. Because I did want to talk about that.
It's called the segue, guys. Learn it.
Get off the Segway, pal. Segways.
You got
are
to
the
talk about
most
something before you segue into
aggressive
something else.
mall
bud.
cop vehicle of all time.
Hey, Paul
The
Blart. Great
Segway.
great movie. And he looks
Paul,
good in the segue.
you know what? Here's my take on Paul Blart. I didn't like it when I was younger. When it
Get
first
out.
came out, I was all sorts of hyped up.
Get
I
out.
didn't like it, but it did grow on me as I got older.
Cameron Newton.
So let's
We're not talking about. Let's
so-
not talk about Paul Blart.
so Cam Newton, real real
Jared.
real
You
Shimmy
didn't say
Blart.
anything right tonight.
Shemmy
real-
Blart.
real quick.
Half
My
a ball
Cam
cup.
Newton thoughts on the extension. I don't necessarily think you should talk extension yet because, guys, we're through 2 games. The guy has battled, like the way I started this off, the guy battled through a ton of injuries heading into the season. I am a huge fan of Cam Newton, especially with what he's doing right now. I am so excited to have Cam Newton on this football team. He is so much fun to watch. He's got the right attitude. He's forming a bromance with your first-round wide receiver draft pick from 2019, N'Keal Harry. This guy is the real deal again. He is back. But they are not doing what I thought they were going to do in trying to make him avoid hits. Because he is getting hit, he's getting hit, he is getting hit. The last play of the game, since we brought that up, he got flipped in the air. How long until he gets hurt? I don't want him to get hurt, obviously, but you have to think about that. How long until he gets hurt?
But you look at what he did this weekend, Nick. He threw a lot. Like he has between week 1 and week 2, the transition for me was great. He ran all over Miami. Great, awesome. Part of the game plan, right? You show the world that he can still run the football. They're going to game plan for it. How many passing yards did he have on Sunday? It was like, what, 390? Something like that. Like, that guy.
I just had him up.
I got it.
397.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wags.
Pretty close.
Jesus.
Pretty close. So, he proved that he can do it both ways. Guys, behave. And
okay, Dad.
I'm all in. Yeah, I'm a dad. Get over it. I have a cute child. Get over it.
That child is adorable.
I've got a dog.
I have
You do have a dog. You have a cute dog, though.
He's the cutest.
Look, I'm all in. Nick, I told you this day one. As long as Cocky Cam was around, we knew he's going to be good. He's been there and then some.
You need confidence-riddled Cam Newton
and
because that guy is unstoppable.
The more he's proving that he can throw in the pocket, he's going through his progressions. He's not just willy-nilly, like, just going for it out there. You can see him going through the progressions and check downs to Burkhead, Edelman, deep balls, like, getting out of the way and throwing that ball. Because, like, when he threw that deep ball to Edelman, there was room for him to run. And in 2015, he probably runs that ball. I think the Patriots are having an effect on him in a good way. And I think he's also having an effect on these players who Tom Brady clearly couldn't play with last year. Look at the comment. He was like, Harry, right? Like, look at the comment he made about, like, it's nice to have a quarterback that believes in you. Like,
right.
Not a shot at Brady if I've ever heard one.
So you want to go back to week 1. N'Keal Harry fumbles that ball out of the end zone. Tom Brady's done with him. That's the case.
Doesn't get the ball
back.
back.
Never throws to him again this year. But Cam talked him up. Cam was like, this is still my guy. We're going to have a successful season. It's okay. We'll put it behind us. That's what you need, especially with young receivers who are still trying to build confidence. Remember, N'Keal Harry's only in year 2. So to revert back real quick before we jump over to a really fast fantasy football topic, that last play, I understand why people are mad because it was obviously coming. But that's the thing with Cam Newton, especially if you're thinking about 2015 Cam Newton, even when you know a play is coming with this guy, it's still difficult to stop him. And Seattle just played it perfectly. But would I have liked to see a different play? Yeah. Because me, stupid Nick at home, knew that play was coming. And
you want to know why you knew it? You want to know why you knew it was coming? Because they ran the same exact play in the same damn formation the play before that. Just
I know.
Put a couple receivers out there. Or, to be fair.
Okay, I would have been fine with that. Flex out. Give Seattle something else to think about.
Yeah, no, of course it was going to be Cam. And the sad part is, Cam still could have bounced it outside and fun. He was so committed to going down the middle. If Cam bounced outside in that same play, they still win. Didn't have to change a thing. So, like, not necessarily the wrong play. Cam just got to see that. But put Edelman out wide. Give me Izzo out there as a big tight end threat. Give me N'Keal Harry out wide. Make him think you're going to go one-on-one to the big boy you've been throwing to all day. Like, just one other option gives you that ability to just be like, all right, I'm going in. Like, 9 times out of 10, Patriots win that game on that play.
Well, how about the play they pulled earlier in the game when Newton threw the little flip pass to the fullback? And you can go 2 options on that play. You can either throw it if it's open, or if Cam has the edge, run it in. So you have 2 options on that play.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Right,
guys, it's all Monday morning quarterback. It's all Monday morning quarterback.
I would say I would look at this game and go, should they have won? Yeah. I mean, I was damn impressed with Cam. You come back, you're down a couple scores, you lead 2. The first touchdown drive was pretty damn quick, right down the field. They did it twice. And then we're a couple yards from disappointing the Seahawks again and winning a big game. And look, if you're telling me they're 1-1, I expect them to be here, but it's a much more confident 1-1 than I thought I would be after 2 games when the season was about to start.
I don't know if you
good. This team looks good. It's probably the best case scenario loss they could have had against the Seahawks on a Sunday.
It was like the first time after a loss I have felt good. I was like,
they put the league on notice. Awesome. Prime time, Cam looked like old Cam, threw for almost 400 yards, was running the ball, was making a comeback. He didn't have to win that game. the Patriots put the AFC on notice.
I don't know
with
if you
that.
should have won that game, but you definitely could have. That we can all agree with. They definitely could have won. I mean, they were at the 1 yard line on the last play.
Yeah, that's
But-
why I say you should have. That's why I say you should have.
Pete Carroll. So there were some mistakes, and when you look back at it, I think
Pete Carroll, wear a
personally
mask.
think-
Wear a mask, Pete Carroll.
I personally think Bill should have conserved some time, because once you get down to that 1 yard line, you might have a couple extra plays available if you get they were really, really, really just running the clock at the end there. And Pete Carroll tried to give you that game by throwing a deep ball on 3rd and 1. You get that first down, the game's over. But for whatever reason, Russell Wilson's loading up and firing downfield on a 3rd and 1. Makes no sense, especially when you got a guy. Especially when you got a guy like Russell Wilson who can buy some time and just gain the 1 yard. That's all you needed. Now,
hey, let Russ cook. You got to let him cook.
Well, you know what? You would have got an extra 0.1 point there. Breaking news real quick. Mike Clevenger may miss the postseason. Padres fear Mike Clevenger may be done for the year after exiting today's game early. MRI is scheduled. So Mike Clevenger, the guy who San Diego traded 6 players for.
Yeah.
Yikes.
He might be done for the year. Real quick before we wrap up, let's talk fantasy football from the past week. And we're going to do this every week. We're going to talk about the Couch Guy Sports Fantasy League. And listen, let's go over standings real quick. Just no reason. I just
No reason at all.
No,
Really.
I
No,
just-
none. No.
Yeah.
The first place, Nick Quaglia is 2-0, a 1,000 win percentage, that is. And
I think Nick Quaglia, whoever this guy is, has a little man complex. I
heard
think.
he sucks.
I think he's overcompensating
I'm
for
not
something.
little. I'm
I
not
think he's
little.
overcompensating for something.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. But
Nick,
Point
pro tip,
4.
if you use Manscaped, it looks a little bigger.
it makes the tree stand taller. That's what one of the ad scripts said. Points 4, again, just first place, 327. The next one is Fred O'Brien at 291, who's in second place. He's 2-0, but
So I lost to this week.
that's pretty significant. He had a good week. And then Team Waleed also 2-0, Kamish Waleed. Wilson, Al Nahigian, 1-1, my first victim. Jared Scali, Fresh Prince of Hell Air, 1-1, 500, 262 points. He's on a 1-game loss streak here. Team Chubby, Brent Buckley, 244. The Boston Antidote, Diego Galvis, 1-1, 214 points. The Clickbaits, 262. Connor Ryan, for being 0-2, I think he's got sneaky one of the best teams in the league.
Connor's going to make the playoffs. He's going to make the playoffs. He's going to make the playoffs.
Chowder Powder, 0-2, 205 points. Very bad start. And then my opponent this week, Big State Big Cakes, Small State Big Cakes, 0-2, 203 points. But I am worried this week about facing his team, only because I also have the same players. So that is the standings update right now. And then from the past week's scores, let me tell you, I'll give it to Al. Al scored the most points of the week. Al had a huge week, 173 points, which I didn't even know until today. I thought I had the most points. So that caught me off guard a little bit.
And I'm going to say this.
Egotistical prick.
I'm going to say this. I love Diego. He's one of my closest friends. But to beat him by almost 100, I felt so bad.
You kicked his teeth in.
I felt bad. And he was
don't feel
texting me.
bad. Come on now.
No,
don't feel bad.
He's a genuine good guy, and I felt bad about how bad I beat him. I'm not going to feel bad when I kill Powder this week. I'm not going to feel bad about that.
I love this league because it's intense and because people are actually talking shit. And that's all I wanted. That's all I wanted out of this.
Nick, when do we play each other? I'm looking at the schedule. When do we play?
I don't know. So I beat Chowder this week, 165-98. Al beat Diego 173-74. Waleed beat Small State Big Cakes 152-113. The Sharks Freddie O'Brien beat Jared 145-130. And Brent Buckley beat the Clickbaits 141-137. So that was the closest game of the week, I believe. Big week for week 3. I got the guys over at Small State. It's gonna be intense. They already told me they're gonna shit talk me on Twitter. So let's see where that goes.
Week 9, by the way, week 9. Jared Scali, Nick Quaglia going against each other.
Week 9.
That's what I got.
That's a while.
Oh my God.
See you then. See you then, bud.
All right, we'll wrap it up here then. Couch Guys Sports Podcast 174, I think, is in the books. Nick Quaglia, Jared Scali, Al Nahigian. Guys, do everything for us that we ask you to do every single week. You guys have been great. Rate and subscribe on iTunes, subscribe on YouTube, and then check out all the other podcasts on the network too. We've got a bunch, so I can't list them all, but Legends Lingo, the Chasers podcast. We've got the Garden Gals with Jess and Jess. We've got
And
the Yellow Card podcast. Is that what he's
Yellow
what
Card.
it's called?
Yep. Yellow
Card podcast with Diego, who Al claims is the nicest man in the world. So check that out.
He is a good man. He's a good man.
We have a ton of shows. We've got BSP's Block List on YouTube and the Your Fantasy Two Dudes Fake Balls, which is going live this Sunday for the first time on YouTube and Facebook to talk fantasy football ahead
Those questions
of
in.
Sunday's 1 p.m. slate of games. We'll get the official timeout on Twitter at some point this week. Nick Quaglia, Jared Scali, Al Nahigian. Guys, we're going to be back next week. Thanks for watching, and thanks for listening.
See you guys.